criminal activity. I feel fucking scammed and cheated and fuck you.
And
Like
you're
I
just
love
like,
Hikarin
oh.
so much, I support her so much, but she doesn't even want to like hang out with me. What the fuck?
Lulu is not the Solulu, guys.
The Lulu, not the Solulu.
I'm also your fan. I take your time later. We
Yeah,
can
sure,
take a
you
week.
can just take it.
No contact after work.
It's like you're an asshole for having boundaries. You should never ever let anybody tell you that, okay? Just cut it out.
Ever had a stalker or someone who thinks they know you personally? It's now time to Cossip. Today we have a very special guest with us. It's Hikarin. And we also have...
Hi, I'm Maru.
And myself, Yosuke. And myself, I'm Yosuke, thanks. Alright, so today we're going to touch upon the topic of what is a parasocial relationship. I think this is very important because it is something that is very prevalent in the community. So maybe I'll give a definition for our viewers who don't know what a parasocial relationship is. So a parasocial relationship is a one-sided bond where a person, typically a fan or viewer, feels strong emotion connection to someone else, usually like a celebrity, public figure, character from media. So it's not limited to 3D person, it's also like 2D. Yeah, so like anyone from TV shows, social media, etc. So this person forming a parasocial relationship may feel like they know, whoever they are like idolizing intimately, even though there's no real interaction or connection. So that is the definition of what parasocial relationship is. And I wanted to get in Hikarin's input on this because Hikarin, obviously you have, guested all over the world, you have met so many people, and I'm sure there are like some that might not have been so pleasant. So would you like to share more with us?
That was a very good definition of what parasocial relationship is. And if you think about it, right, the definition that Yosuke gave just now, that it's a one-sided kind of love to a character, a public figure, or K-pop idol.
K-pop.
Yeah, if you think about it, isn't that what following them is all about? It's a one-sided thing. We're pressing like.
Actually, now that you mention it,
Yeah, so parasocial relationship, to a certain degree, it's not a bad thing. In fact, without parasocial relationship, there will be no such thing as the K-pop industry altogether.
True.
Right. So that being said, I think what we're talking about here is when is parasocial relationship considered crossing the boundary? What are the things that you can do and cannot do, right? So that's what we're here to discuss.
Yeah. I think I've heard so much like scary stories from like K-pop in general.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
god,
all the
K-pop,
like, they have this term that was created to
Sasang? Yeah. I have heard
Sasagi fans or something
yeah,
like that.
I have heard of stories where they, like the Korean Sasang fans, they actually travel out of the country with the idol just to see the idol.
Damn, I read like the worst ones, like where they really, really will stalk you. They'll zoom into your eyeballs and find out where you're at.
I know that one.
Oh, that
And
one.
then they will find out all your personal information by infiltrating all these companies like banks or like mobile intel companies. That they just find your number, they call you and pretend like they are your like long lost childhood friend or something like that.
It's so
and
scary.
like in extreme cases, a lot of this like fans didn't know their boundaries. They actually even threatened the idol. And there was a situation in Korea where they sent their used menstrual pads or something.
Oh my god.
Oh, I heard about that.
It gets pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to say I actually absolutely understand. Like, I can absolutely empathize with why people do those kind of things. And because, okay, when we get down, let's just talk about what is a relationship to begin with, right? Relationship is connection between two people. So there has to be feedback from A to B, right? But what social media does is, let's say A is the K-pop idol and B is us. So we are looking at A, we see A on our social media every day. A is part of our life. A is what makes us happy on a sad day. So to us, A has done a lot for us. So we are already forming this very thankful, positive connection to them. But if you think about it, in a connection, let's say you want to shake someone's hand. When you try to shake them, there's no hand there. So it feels off. So the whole social media thing is why this thing feels off. Is because we cannot touch them, we cannot talk to them, we cannot really leave our imprint onto them. And that's why parasocial relationship is an issue, because there is this imbalance of connection.
It's like one-sided.
Yes, because there is this imbalance. So to us, it feels absolutely justified if this person who we've known for years on social media, I followed you for 3 years, right? We should be close friends by now, but I don't even know where you live. See, that's where it gets bad. So maybe to this person, it should be matter of factly, I love you so much, therefore I should know where you live, right? I mean you no harm, but if you're the idol, on the other hand, it's a stranger, right? To them, they don't know you. They just know that you follow them, but they know nothing about you. They don't know what kind of joy you've provided for them, why they like you, but they just know you're a fan, you're a stranger who now suddenly has my personal information. Yeah. Do you see how there's this, connection? There's this gap. Yeah.
I think you summed it up really nicely.
Oh, I dig into this shit. Okay, I dig into. I'm actually like extremely fascinated by this topic, and I've thought about it a lot. I thought about like from a philosophical point of view why we do this, why this is. No, don't laugh. It's like I actually think it's like very fascinating. Like I'm very intrigued by why our brain work the way we do, why we crave connection, and what we do when this connection is somehow gapped by social media. It's created by social media. It's also gapped by social media, which is absolutely fascinating.
I think like what I think is really interesting about this is because like how someone can feel so strongly despite it being one-sided.
Yeah.
It's like they feel like they're so involved in your life, but maybe you don't even know their existence, right? Is it like a mix of like excitement, pure love, and like where's the limit and where's the boundary for that?
I think sometimes it almost turns into obsessive behavior.
It's like you idolize and put someone on a pedestal so much, you see them as God or something.
Yeah,
and you really worship them.
Your idol posts something and all like, or maybe they're having like a live stream, you put everything down just to like
show that you're the superior fan or something.
I think sometimes it's like what Hikarin say, like the psychological way, like it kind of like ignites that kind of like obsessive behavior in someone, it kind of pushes forward more when they realize like there's a gap and they want to like close that gap too.
Yeah, and
it's in our nature to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's also like interesting to consider like at what point does this become over the boundary, at what point does it become overly obsessive. So it's really hard to justify when it crosses the line also, because like you can have a lot of love for your idol, right? But which things you do make them uncomfortable. Like there's no black and white, there's no rule, there's nothing to this, so it's like so fascinating if you think about it.
I don't think that people who have parasocial relationship issues is necessarily evil or it makes them a bad person. Like I just said, I believe that this is just part of human nature, of us trying to close that gap. It's human nature to form healthy and like whole relationships. It's us just trying to mend that, but we need to learn, because we have social media and because there is a gap, we have to know how to healthily have a good relationship with the idol that you will never be a part of in their life.
How do you navigate knowing that you have that gap with
exactly
them? And I guess like this is very prevalent in like K-pop industries, all that, but of course we do see it in the cosplay community as well, right? We've seen like maybe like famous cosplayers, they like swarm, they get like hoarded at events, and we have also seen people get doxxed and all that, and I think these are all very serious issues that may or may not have stemmed from this gap that social media has created, like Hikarin said, right? So do you have any like experiences with your fans that are like this topic about parasocial relationships?
Shit. I actually don't have any crazy stalking stories like you. I know you have a shit ton of stalking stories. Like y'all just like after Yosuke's ass, like to get into her house and shit. But like I personally have never had like any incidents like that. Like I'm a very I'm a very private person, and I draw a very clear line between my job and my public appearance.
Basically your like personal life and what you show online.
Exactly. My personal life and my social media life, it's vastly different. Okay, it's vastly different. And it's completely okay for me to want to keep it that way. It's
Yeah.
completely okay for Yosuke to want to keep it that way. If, let's say, I'm very open to let you know my real name, my address, where I
Totally
live,
fine. Yeah.
if I choose, if I'm okay with it, that's totally fine, right? But if we're not okay with, if we don't share that information, we have to respect that. We cannot go looking for that information and sharing that online. It is not fair, okay?
I think there is an understanding that everyone has different levels of comfortability and different levels of privacy, like how much they want to put themselves out online, right?
Yeah.
But there are a lot of instances where fans or like just viewers in general, they try to dig into more, they try to pry into more because they really idolize you and they really want to get to know you.
Yeah.
So they try to like get in your personal life, and that's when this thing becomes an issue.
It kind of makes me wonder if it makes them feel like they are like your number one fan.
I
kind
feel
of
like it does
thing.
give them some
Yeah.
form of
It's empowering,
empowerment.
exactly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when let's say if like there's like 1,000 people, but you have like the top secret
Yeah.
information,
Exactly.
you know the Krabby Patty how it's made.
Yeah.
You have value, right? And you will feel so special. And that specialness kind of also drives you to want to find out more. And
Yeah.
That's a great point.
It's so scary that you can just spiral so quickly into this. Of course, I'm pretty sure we have all been through that stage where we're like, oh, we really love someone. We definitely, of course, want to know them more, like maybe what school they went to, what kind of things they like. And at one point, does it become like you're a crazy person or something?
Yeah, like maybe you find yourself too deep in the rabbit hole, and then
Right,
like you just
like,
want to get
Sometimes it's
more.
also you think you're doing something that's not harming because you know the
Yeah.
information. That's it, like you just
Yeah.
know, but you don't know what kind of like impact it has on that person that you're actually like
Yeah.
trying to find out more about.
Yeah.
Because it definitely makes them uncomfortable, or it can even be quite disruptive, I would say. Like let's say when you start, really like going into their life, you start to find out a lot of things, and I guess for you it's like it's just information, but you also start sharing the information without knowing, and that becomes very dangerous.
I think when you're presented with more, the more you want. You
Yeah,
want it.
it's like you
know?
take the bait and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and then you just keep walking down that path of like, I can find out more about this aspect of my idol, and then oh my god, I can find out about this too, and then you just like keep going into it.
Yeah.
That's what I meant about the obsessive part, because like I think once you get into it, it's sometimes
want
it's like
more,
it's like an addiction.
you crave for more, and you hope
Yeah.
your idol reciprocates.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
hope because you know all this information, you hope that your idol will notice you too. Like you like,
You feel like
oh,
you
I
close
know
the gap,
I know this
yeah.
part about you, so like I'm closest to you out of all your fans.
Oh, that's
yeah.
crazy.
I think it's even worse for VTubers
Oh,
because
yeah.
their
Mm,
identity
yeah.
is what's
So
the word?
hidden.
It's part of who they are. It's part of the job that themselves is hidden behind their character, their VTuber model, right? And it seems like nobody has respect for that. And the first thing you do is to dig through the internet, see who their past life is. I need to know. I need to know their face too. Like holy
X
shit.
name face.
And I
Something
think
like that.
like I feel so bad for the VTuber because like it's such an incredibly like violated feeling to have such like what's the word, tabooed information, like your face, your name,
Because,
to
like-
be dug up like that and exposed online. It's horrible.
And especially when they chose to have that site,
Exactly.
private.
Because some companies, especially like VTuber companies, is one of their rules to like keep everything from their past.
Definitely.
Like they had to like close
Anonymous,
account, anonymous
yeah.
and all. So it's like kind of like going against their contract. To like you're putting them in the spot. If their company were to find out. Yeah.
It's quite crazy how much people can dig about other people
Yeah.
online, right? Just through a Google search or something, you can
Yeah.
like perhaps like find links and you just click and go down this rabbit hole.
I'm curious to know if you have encountered any issues, like someone with a parasocial relationship of you and you feel like they have crossed the boundary.
Honestly, for me, it hasn't happened to me before.
okay.
Like I've met most of the time, my experiences would be more like in the spur of the moment. So they would do something weird, but never like following after me kind of thing. So I'm lucky to not experience that.
But even just them interacting with you, like in a, let's say, appropriate timing and way, has like there are some things that they can say,
like asking like about like my
Your
personal life, right?
Exactly.
personal
Those I have
information.
experienced.
yeah, they don't have to like be on the extreme to be a stalker, follow you home to be considered as like crossing the line with a parasocial relationship.
That's true. Yeah, I did receive questions about like my personal life, like what I'm working as, which I'm pretty open about, but I think they will dig further and be like asking about
find out
my
the
relationship.
company, find out who, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Relationship.
And
They're not
my
satisfied
own
with the
personal like
question.
relationship
Exactly.
with my partner. Like I have had questions about that before. They'll ask me like, oh, how long have you guys been together? Like, oh, what do you guys
Like,
do?
why do
That
they
kind of
need to know
questions.
this?
Yeah, because I'm pretty open about me having a partner, but I don't like share like me and my partner on my social media. But I do
And
have people asking me.
your partner also may or may not want to be on social
Yeah.
media,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
So it's not just like Maru's privacy being invaded, it's also their partner's
Oh,
privacy.
that's true.
Yeah.
I know we often only think about, you know, that person, but there's also the surrounding group of people that
Exactly.
are impacted by all these actions, right?
Exactly.
So for you, like you have said, right? So there are all these like fans who may have asked you some questions that you're not so comfortable with sharing. How do you manage that?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I just like
Like on the spot,
I
if they
just
ask
yap.
you. Oh, you just yeah.
I just and like try to like push the conversation to another topic.
Okay, so like let's say like I'm a random person. It's like, hey, what do you work as?
I'll be like, oh, I guess I'll just do marketing, but I'm very tiring. Oh my god, I have to work every day. I'm so tired. I have a shoot this weekend. You know what I'm gonna shoot this weekend? I'll just talk about my
that's
shoot.
actually a really good strategy.
Actually, I gotta shoot this weekend.
Really
Only you know.
Yeah, that's like a professional way
Yeah.
of handling, because I
Yeah.
feel like you don't disregard their interest in you, but you also kind of steer it in a way where you're comfortable, you know, to continue the conversation.
Because like, although I can say like the kind of work I do, but I don't want to say like exactly
the
what
details.
job I do, you know?
Your position, your salary, I don't know.
Yeah. Because sometimes when you talk, you don't really control what you're saying, so you might accidentally slip up. So I always, and I'm the kind of person where I might accidentally slip up. So I try to just like divert the into a topic, a whole another topic. Yeah.
That's really cool. Like for me, I think I have my fair share of like strange.
Oh boy.
Okay, not fair share. I need a
I
shit.
know you do.
He is juicy.
I don't even know where to start because I mean recently it has been a lot better because I guess for myself I've come to terms and be better able to like manage when these situations happen. But back then like I have no idea what the fuck is a parasocial relationship and when, you know, and like how to tell people that you're uncomfortable, right? So I guess like I think I shared with both I shared with both of you about this one before. It's like when I was at an event, someone just like stalked me around and they stole my costume part. They just like took it and I was like,
glove.
oh, where is it? Like, oh, okay,
No,
it's gone. Yeah,
the
it was the glove. I
The
can't
glove.
remember. I was cosplaying like some character with like both hand gloves. And you know how fucking gloves are annoying at events when you want to use your phone, right? Because that shit has no like sensitivity on your phone. So I took it off, I put it aside. Then I took photos with my friends, all that. I turned around, it's gone. Then I remember like weeks afterwards, I heard from mutuals that there is this one person going around like flexing that they have my glove. Yeah, so I guess like what we discussed earlier, right? It gives them that sense of empowerment, exclusiveness that they know or have something
Oh my
for
god, like
you.
Yosuke's glove.
Yeah,
in my
Yosuke
closet.
sweat in that glove or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Yosuke essence.
Oh no, I hate that. Ew, the essence thing, I remember.
I guess I suddenly remember one incident, which is maybe the most parasocial one, is whereby someone found my personal Instagram, which I don't share because it's like on private.
Yeah.
And I have this one guy that's messaging my cosplay account and asking me why am I not accepting his follow request? Like
Oh no.
he's like he found me, why are you not accepting? And like I feel like I've met him in real life before also because like someone was asking me
So you
about my
have
personal
interacted before.
yeah, but because like it's a account with like no photos posted and all, so I didn't know if the same person. But still, it's like kind of creepy because my personal account is like a very random name, and I don't know how they find it. Yeah.
It's quite creepy, like what did they do to like find it, right?
I
You
know,
think about it,
right?
like
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of like thinking about how they get their information and all that, but yeah, it's so strange. to
And
think
then they
about it.
demand you to like let them in.
I think it's
kinda
okay
like...
if they like nicely ask, like, oh, I happened to find your like Instagram. Would you mind if I give you a follow? You say no, and that's it. But if they become like super pushy, then yeah, that
like,
itself
why
is
you
like,
not accept my follow? I want
Yeah.
to see.
like
no.
you know, well, they might, you know, be your biggest fan or anything. At the end of the day, you don't owe them anything, right?
Yeah.
It's a choice you can make. Like, I'm comfortable, I'm not comfortable, you can let them know.
Mm.
But there are people who are like so pushy about it. Yeah, like with the glove incident I had, like afterwards, I think like people did tell her off because she was going around telling people, "I'm Yosuke's glove." It was
Fan
like
behavior.
a $2 Daiso glove, but she was so excited. I mean, good for her, but and then it wasn't like something too valuable. I mean, like you stole my phone or something.
Yeah.
You take my glove, okay, fine. But the fact
my
that she felt so empowered by
God.
it and went around, so happily telling people that I have Yosuke's glove, that itself was like quite creepy and it made me uncomfortable.
Fan behavior.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was so glad that like people actually told her like, oh, this is not right. First
Yeah.
of all, you stole
Cringe,
It's
bro.
weird.
First of all, you stole my fucking glove. I don't care the value, but you stole it.
Yep.
So you stole it. And the next
Criminal
thing is
activity.
yeah, and then like the next thing is that it gave you so much entitlement that you want to tell the world you are like my biggest fan because you have my glove.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that is where it went wrong, I felt. Like if you were to like ask if you could have my glove, who knows, maybe I'll just give it to you. I don't know. Don't steal it, yeah.
I'm also your fan. I take your tie later.
Yeah,
you can
sure,
take a
you
week.
can just take it. I'll plug it up for you right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I think like when we talk about parasocial relationship, it's also communication, right? Like if people have voiced out that they are uncomfortable, like why would you, go so far to like insist or even go out of your way to get what they don't want to give you?
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason why we don't post or share certain things online. So why do people want to like whole new world?
Yep.
Dive.
Yeah, deep dive into like your whole past life or whatever.
Oh, damn. Shall we hear from Hikarin too?
Yeah.
What about your experiences?
To be honest, I'm very fortunate that. Okay, first of all, I just want to make it clear we're not here to complain about our
Yeah,
fans,
yes.
right? I tell this to people all the time. I love my fans. We all love our supporters, and for me, every time I go to a convention, it's my goal and it's also a privilege to be able to be at a position that I'm able to make someone's day better,
Yep.
to make someone happy, to really give them that that joy in their life that maybe they really needed for this week. They had a bad week. If I can be there and spend 30 seconds talking to you, and if I can make your week a little better, to me that is my job. That is the most, what's the word, that's the best thing I can ever do. And I really, really love that part about being a professional cosplayer that goes to many countries and meet many fans. It is such a privilege to be able to do that. But at the same time, you have to understand that we also are entitled to boundaries.
We are humans, we have feelings.
Exactly. I'm here to give you everything that I can give you to make you happy. But it's also kind of, nobody talks about it, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's also part of like every fan's something that we should understand is you have to respect your idol's personal space boundary. So for me, I don't think I've really had that many, I'd say like horror stories in a way, but mainly it's just there's a lot of people that complain to me about, Hikarin, I love you so much. Why aren't you my friend, right? Why don't you be friends with me?
Like why don't you acknowledge them and put in the effort to make the hands clap or
Yeah,
something?
there's some people that I'm acquainted with that somehow they, we maybe work together, or maybe we shoot together, or maybe we had an interaction together that somehow they got like a personal way to contact me. And I think from there, it really snowballs because they don't feel the same kind of love being, for example, they love me so much, right? Now we can really talk, but why doesn't Hikarin treat me like a friend, right? I want Hikarin to treat me like how I would treat them, because I love them so much, I support them so much. Why doesn't she message me? Why can't we like hang out together and things like that? And that is where we draw the line. If we have if we are a photographer and cosplayer relationship, we shoot together, and if we hang out together outside of that, that's a plus. But
You are still after all a photographer and a cosplayer.
exactly, and you shouldn't let anybody tell you that you're an asshole for drawing the line. you're an asshole for having boundaries. You should never ever let anybody tell you that, okay? Just put it out
I
there.
feel like sometimes because you say no because you're uncomfortable or something,
you're the
you
asshole.
get guilt tripped into saying like
Exactly.
you're
Oh,
an ass.
man.
You don't respect me.
Yeah,
And
like
you're
I
just
love
like,
Hikarin
oh.
so much. I support her so much, but she doesn't even want to like hang out with me. What the fuck? No, I'm so sorry, but all of us, including you, are entitled to drawing the boundary. And the boundary is where you put it, not where they think should be. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because often it's like one-sided, right? If let's say you think that person is your best friend, maybe they don't see you that way. And I guess it can only be resolved by communication. Maybe what you need is them to tell you what they really see you as. But oftentimes, this is also quite interesting. I feel like as guests, sometimes when fans, because we know they really put in effort and time to just come all the way down to see us, right? Do you feel like you feel obliged to agree to their requests? Like, is it hard to say no sometimes?
It is extremely hard to say no because like I said in the previous episode, each fan have their own story, right? They really travel a long way and they put in so much effort to come see you. It is such a special moment. And I completely respect that. And to me, that is my top priority, is to make fans happy and to make their day just a little bit better, and for them to, like, if I can say encouraging things like you have an exam coming up, I want you to do well on your exam, okay? If I can be someone like that, that is the most incredible thing I can do for someone. And that's why I love this job. But if it's something like, can we hang out after the event? Or I would like to shoot with you, like, can we hang out after? Or like, are you free later? Like, maybe I can meet you. Like, if I say yes, then absolutely. But most of the time, it's not very realistic for us to be working at a convention and then also going out to hang out afterwards.
You kind of need your rest and personal time too.
Exactly. And we're not assholes for declining your offer. It doesn't mean we hate you. Doesn't mean that at all. Exactly.
It's just a preference and a choice.
Yeah. It just means our relationship is at me making your day and you coming to see me, support me.
It doesn't extend beyond that.
Exactly.
No contact after work hours.
Like, if you really click with this person and you mutually want to hang out together, like, that's totally wonderful. Fine. That's amazing, right? But unfortunately,
just tell them next time, I clock out already.
I mean, true. Yeah, that's
clock out.
My job is done here. Bye, guys.
I'm trying to go home and rest.
You can't see that. So you have to really find a way to let them down slowly.
Yeah, like really like slowly
sometimes
gently put
it's
them
just
down.
so hard to just say like no. You have to also consider their feelings, and they have approached you because they are excited, they're happy, they love you. So you can't just like fuck your love.
And I think a lot of fans will also consider Hikarin like the more gentle, nice, happy image. I don't know, because if like you imagine it's like those like tsundere kind of image of a cosplayer, then they're like no, then they'll be like okay, I like it, okay, say no to me kind of thing. I don't know.
I guess you're like more open and you will really listen to your fans, try to understand them and interact with them, right? I'm sure you put in a lot of effort in your interactions.
So maybe they will have that image on you already.
Like just that expectation.
If there's like, trust me, if it's something that you ask me to do and I'm able to do it, I would absolutely do it. Like, trust me on that. There's nothing I would not do that is outside of my comfort zone for my fans. Like, for example, if you have friends who is unable to make it to the convention, like, we are so happy to make a video for them to say hi.
So fake, so video.
Yeah, exactly. We're so happy to do that. But unfortunately, it's very rare. I don't think anyone is delulu to that point where they expect you to like.
Lulu is not the solulu, guys.
Delulu, not the solulu. Nobody is that delulu to think that they're entitled to your friendship and entitled to your time, right? In your personal time. I think entitlement is the key here.
I feel like that people need to be aware that, well, maybe one parasocial relationship with some... My English story, we say that.
Parasocial.
My tongue just got stuck. Okay, I guess what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, you're stuck.
I was saying like, well, sometimes, certain maybe idols that they look up to, they really reciprocate that. So they bring that expectation to another person, right? And I feel like fans need to be aware that, different people have different levels of comfortability.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's
if
one
you
thing.
you can maybe one of your favorite cosplayers totally chill to like have a meal with you all that, but that might not be the case for another cosplayer.
Exactly, that's not the
Yeah.
standard, and it's not something that we should expect out of every single public figure.
I hate it when they compare. They're like, because
Oh
person
my
A
God,
did this
yeah.
for me, you should do it too. I
It's
think
so
that's
unfortunate.
the worst thing they can do.
Exactly. Would you want your mom to compare you to your sister or your brother?
Yeah. it feels
Your
bad.
brother achieved Harvard. Why aren't you
Bruh.
at Harvard?
Bro, that's like Asian drama right there.
Nobody wants to be compared like that. And in the
Yeah.
same way,
We're all different.
if idol A agrees to go out with you for
Good
dinner,
for you. Yay.
incredible, fucking incredible. I'm so happy for you. But please, that is not an expectation that you should put on anyone else.
That's very true. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Do you guys think that when when these fans they don't get their needs met, they kind of like, do you think that's where like haters come from? Because I've heard of stories where haters actually used to be fans, but
Oh
they
yeah, but
turn
because they don't get
hater,
what they want.
and
right?
they already have all the information about the idol, and then they
Oh.
spread it to more haters. So I've actually heard stories about that, and it was like you guys were talking about how like meeting requirements and their meeting their needs, right? So I kind of thought about this. I was like,
I think it can definitely go both ways, right? Haters can just be haters. They just see you and they hate your
I
face
mean,
or
if
something.
you think
but-
about it from a philosophical point of view, why do we hate anything in the first place?
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Why do we feel the need to hate something? In my opinion, I think we hate because our values are violated in a way. For example, I want to talk about celery, but I don't think celery is I'm not gonna hate celery.
It's food. We're talking about
Okay.
traditions.
For
Yeah.
example, I'm a hater of bullies. Okay, I hate bullies. Why? Because bullies have crossed my value of I want to be kind to people, right? Bullies are people who violate my value. Therefore, I hate bullies. So, in my opinion, that's kind of why we hate. So, why do fans become haters, right? It's because their value of how we should treat fans is violated.
I feel like
that's
when you
very
hate
good
something,
point.
you feel.
Yes, holy shit. Sorry.
So I was thinking, like, when you hate something, you have so much emotion to it. Like,
Yes,
you
yes,
strongly
yes.
feel
Yeah.
against it or something. So that might have stemmed from, like,
yeah.
the clashing of values, right? But it can sometimes also stem from jealousy,
Oh, of
right?
course.
Like, because you want something so bad, you can't get it. So you decide to hate it. It's like that weird concept of how people want to destroy cute things. You get
Oh
it?
my god.
Yeah, like you see something cute, you want to like squish it, you want to
Yeah.
like compress it.
Our brains are so
Yeah.
messed up.
Humans
with
are
aggression.
so strange.
Humans are strange.
Strange but fascinating.
Wow.
I love humans.
So yeah.
Got us thinking.
Yeah, it really gets us thinking.
Yeah, cause like I realized like a lot of like especially K-pop idols
Oh yeah, the
Then
fans can suddenly do a 180.
switch one. Yeah, like the moment they do something very
Yeah.
small, then they switch
I
already.
was trying to calculate 180 is like what flip. It's like a full circle.
I can understand that. They feel scammed in a way because they feel
yeah.
like they've been giving, they've been paying,
They're
they've
giving
been
you all the
offering.
expensive gifts, all that
Exactly.
thing.
But this person, I gave him so much, but they didn't give me the one thing that I want, right? I feel fucking scammed and cheated and fuck you. I think that's, in my opinion, that's how it happens.
I think that's how it like blossomed.
But like the more extreme side of things, like sometimes it's also because like you said, it's because you disagree with what they do, right? So there were instances where maybe like certain idols they do things that were controversial, so the fan like decided that they don't want to support it anymore. But on the extreme side, we have fans who will go out of their way to really hate on these idols. They will tear their merchandise,
Oh my
post
god,
it online, all that. We have
yeah.
seen that a lot.
Ay, Jesus
And
Christ.
it's just like, it's so fascinating.
If
that
you have that much
human-
time to express your
Yeah.
hatred, go find a better fucking job.
I think
Literally,
it's so interesting, right? That you can hate someone so much that you still spend time on it. You get
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
haters,
that's
they spend so
interesting.
much of their commitment to say bad things about you to other people when they could be using their time to do.
And
other
I think
things.
that's kind of a form of stalking also because they're
Yeah,
so like
right, yeah,
they
it's
keep
so-
up with all the things that's going
yeah, like
on
they
with this
know the
certain
latest news
person.
about you,
Yeah.
but they hate you. So it's
Yeah.
like what?
if you have that much time to hate, go find a hobby, go get a job, get some real friends, get help.
So yeah, she said it.
Dilulu, not the Solulu.
Yeah, the Lulu is not the Solulu, guys.
Yeah. Have you encountered like scary haters?
Hater?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I've actually never met a hater in
That's
my life.
great. Yeah.
I feel like I have, but it is what it is. I mean, because we have mingled in so many friend groups, like
That's
in our
true,
other
yeah,
topic,
yeah.
right? That we have many different groups of friends. Sometimes we just fall out and they just hate you. But what I don't understand is how they can still hate you after 10 years and they're so obsessed with you that they know the latest information
alive,
about you and all that.
Get alive.
I have people like that, and I thought it was so like interesting, and
I
it
guess
took
it's
me
a-
a while to like understand like why, like why are they so obsessed about hating you?
It's like the same kind of mindset, but kind of
It's like
portrayed
instead
out in
of
different
loving
ways.
someone, you hate them, but you still stalk them.
Yeah. In the end, it's still about
Yeah.
the behavior, like the stalking behavior
Yeah.
aspect of it. Yeah. It's just how it's presented. Some is like presented in a love way, and some is like more.
You
as
know
a
what
hater
love
way.
is?
Aggressive.
You know what love is?
Yes.
Love is possession. Love is the want to have something that you don't have.
Okay, now that you mention it, that's true.
Yeah. And I think true love is two people with complete freedom. They have no obligation to stay with each other, but they choose to. And it's that disbelief of why this person chooses to stay with me when they have no obligations and complete freedom to be anywhere else, but they choose to be here with me. I think that's love.
So that's okay. Based on that premise, are you saying that people who love anime characters is not true love?
I think selfish love is a kind of love. I'm never going to deny that, oh, that's not real love. No, that's real love. The fucking urge to want to have, to want to own, to want to be able to destroy and to do anything, absolute possession over
Damn.
something, that is love. So, sorry, what was your question?
Oh, I was like, wait, what was
Anime
my question?
characters,
Oh,
is
yeah,
it
Anime?
what
love?
about this kind of love towards like a 2D character?
Because a 2D
it's not
character cannot,
reciprocal.
yeah.
Okay, you know what's funny? I actually did some research on this. I'm gonna use
Ooh.
our favorite game of all time, Genshin Impact. as an example.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in Genshin, you know how you can roll for your husbandos and waifus?
Yep.
You can play using your husbandos and waifus. So what is happening here is a parasocial relationship because these characters are not real. They don't know you.
Yeah.
They never existed. They're not even alive. But to you, they're very much real. Your husband and a waifu. Okay, I'll hide them. Covered.
Like how serious, just like
I'll hide them. It's totally okay because they're 2D characters that we're having parasocial relationships with, right? And these characters, this relationship is formed by us pressing the WASD. They move as we command it. It's like we have this relationship. I'll hide them to go forward. He goes forward. I tell him to go beat the shit out of this Hilichurl. He beats the shit out of him.
he'll pluck a flower for you.
Exactly. He does so much for me. We have a relationship. We're on this journey. We're on this adventure. I built him. I gave him the best artifacts so he does fucking insane fat damage, right? This is also a form of parasocial relationship. This is why anime characters sell because people go on this journey with, like, for example, Tanjiro from what's it
Demon
called?
Slayer.
Demon Slayer. Right? We're on this journey with him. I've been with you, Tanjiro, from day one. I was your day one, bro. You become I don't know, but I was your day one. This is a parasocial relationship, right? Naruto, right? I was here when you were a little bitch on the swing, okay? I was here since day one. You're the fucking Hokage with kids. I was there when you were nothing. You see it? You see what I mean? I'm not trying to roast them. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
Parasocial relationship is everywhere. I'm so off topic. What the fuck are we talking about?
A parasocial with 2D characters.
2D character. We're still on topic. Let's go. Yeah.
I guess like it's but you know with like all these parasocial with 2D characters, of course the character won't feel whatever uncomfortable things you do and all that, right?
And think about it. You pay for the
Yeah,
characters.
you literally grow them literally.
Yeah.
Like
Which
you
is
know,
why
you
I
buy
think
merch,
it's
all that.
okay to have this sort of feeling to the character, but
As long
not-
as it doesn't damage you.
Yeah.
Like if you don't become so obsessive until you are delulu.
Yeah.
You know, some people like when their favorite character is like unfortunately deceased
Oh,
in the
yeah.
anime.
Oh yeah.
And you feel like your fucking love of your life is like deceased.
Yo,
it's
they
over.
take it to the next level. They go for the authors, the people producing it, and
Yeah,
they threaten
yeah.
something out of them, which is quite scary.
I got me with Neji from Naruto.
Oh.
But yeah, we're talking about
Like people taking this expectation on 2D characters and dumping on real people behind the 2D characters.
Yeah. What do you think about like cosplaying the character and they're obsessed with the character instead?
I think I've seen that, especially when it comes to like dating games. When you cosplay Oh shit!
Well.
By the way, we're cosplaying from
Love
Love and
Deep
Deep
Space.
Space.
Yeah.
Xavier.
Xavier.
Protagonist.
No, I think
Protagonist.
who you love,
Yeah.
not what you cosplay.
Oh.
I love Xavier.
I love Xavier.
I'm a
shit.
Oh, we all
Xavier
Xavier.
girly.
Oh, shit, we're all
Xavier. Yippee.
I don't play for the guys, I play for the girl, which is the
But when
yeah.
let's say when you cosplay Xavier, all of a sudden their romance time, all of those hours they spend on the game with Xavier, all of a sudden that love is on you now because you're now Xavier in front of them. And I guess that's okay if you are handling that respectfully. You know, you have to understand that this cosplayer is not in a dating relationship with you. You're not entitled to
This
touch
cosplayer
them.
is not Xavier.
Yeah, you're not entitled to touch them. You can go touch Xavier in the game, okay? Yeah, I don't care. But don't say anything that would make the cosplayer feel uncomfortable. Don't put them in any
Oh my
situations.
god, people have touched my butt.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they touch butt. Then I'm like, oh.
When they feel like, oh, we're so close. Yosuke and I are bros. I'm
Stop it!
No, but it wasn't even like after a few interactions. It was like probably the first time we were meeting. We are taking a photo together, and they just touched my butt. Yeah, it happens, and I'm just like, oh.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I guess
That's horrible.
I do feel strongly about it, but at that point of time, I just don't know how to react because someone just touched my butt.
Yeah.
And like, what do I do? Like, touch their butt back or what?
And they kind of already took advantage.
Yeah,
of
there's
you.
nothing you can do,
Yeah.
and you cannot demand an apology, right? Maybe it was an accident. You will never know. So scary.
Oh my god.
Touch butt. Don't please respect boundaries.
Yeah.
That's assault.
Yeah, don't
Even
touch
if
my
they're
butt.
cosplay as your favorite character,
Don't
please
touch
don't,
their butt.
Yeah, please don't touch butts.
Yeah.
Don't be a criminal.
Yeah, don't be a criminal,
Criminal
basically.
activity.
My favorite word.
Yeah, so funny. Oh my god.
No.
So we have talked about like 2D characters. We also have talked about like 3D
Becoming through
characters.
2D characters.
becoming 2D. Yeah, do you think there are things fans can do to get help if they feel like they are crossing this boundary? Yeah, like because sometimes it's like you don't know what to do. You just feel so strongly
Yeah.
about something, right?
Yeah.
Where do you put that in? What can you do?
I think the solution to parasocial relationship is to form equal, healthy, real relationships that with people who are willing to put in as much effort as you do into the relationship, right? Everything needs to be equal. If you buy your friend drinks all the time, your friend may buy you dinner, in return, right? Same way. So that is considered like a reciprocal relationship because you're giving and you're also receiving.
I feel like oftentimes all these like extremes happen when people are so isolated and so alone.
yeah.
Right? Because they have nowhere else and no one else to really talk to. They really commit their time and energy into like one thing. They just funnel everything towards this one thing. And when it doesn't work, they
It's
feel
over.
like
I
it's
think
over.
it's
they
like
need
it's
more.
like the girl that took your gloves. It had to take people telling her off. Then she
Right,
I
then
hope
she
she
realized
understood.
that
Yeah.
it was not right.
Yeah.
I have a friend who has a Delulu fan that sends them letters for 8 years straight now.
Whoa.
Wait, so they know their address. They just
Email.
email.
Because
okay.
they have a work email,
Oh
right?
my god.
And the emails are insane. I've read some of them and it's like, I'm coming to Singapore next month and thanks for agreeing to meet with me at the Changi something. I'm like, what? Thanks for picking me up. I'm really excited for our time together. Yeah,
Wait, so they were writing this one-sided novel?
Yeah, they're writing this whole story about how they met. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
thanks for talking. Thanks for answering my question in the stream yesterday. I really had a feeling that you just knew what was going on with my life. All that shit. It was
Wait, so they
insane.
actually share their deepest thoughts and all
I think
that
they're
on
making
email.
up scenarios.
Yeah,
I
Yeah, they're
think
making up
are.
scenarios.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ah,
it
sounds
is
like they are.
Delulu at the finest.
Yeah, that's scary. Like the
Damn.
worst one, if we are talking about fan, someone wrote a fan fiction about it.
Where? I need this.
Okay, so
Oh,
it was
shit.
also the Oraris no Seraph like period. I was cosplaying Guren, remember?
Oh!
I remember
No.
someone wrote like a fan, what do you call that? A
Fanfic?
Yeah, fanfic. Then because I was cosplaying Guren, so they were writing it as Yosuke as Guren. So it was Yosuke and as Guren x someone. I can't remember who. Maybe them.
This is
I don't
so
know.
juicy.
And I remember this one sentence. Her purple orb stared into my soul.
What?
Like, because his eyes are purple.
The eyes
Her
stare
purple
into her
orb stared
soul.
into
I was
my
thinking about other orbs.
No!
If they're purple, I'm concerned. If
Yeah.
those orbs are purple, I'm very concerned.
Yeah, so I
Juicy.
was like, wow, someone wrote a fan fic of me.
Where can I read this?
I don't know, I think it's gone already.
No, I
Find
wanna
it.
read.
I want to read it.
You can go find like Yosuke, Grand, Purple Ops.
If anyone finds it, please link in the
Yeah,
description.
send us. Please send
Hikarin will
us.
appreciate.
Yo, what the hell?
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny though when it happened because I'm like someone spent time to write a whole like page of story with me inside. But now that I look back, I'm like, damn, that's Delulu.
Okay, why do you get all the juicy
don't
stories?
know.
Yeah, oh my god.
I think sometimes like you just don't take note of it and it happens. Then you look back and you're like, actually that's kind of funny and like strange.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. But I remember like not just me, but you had encounters where fans were kind of scary. I remember when you came to Singapore for one of the very first few events, I was with you,
Mhm.
and you were in the washroom. I was after you. There was a fan waiting outside your cubicle. It's a toilet like a personal time. They were waiting outside your cubicle.
Like right outside the cubicle.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's so many incidents where
Okay, she just filtered.
where people follow me to the bathroom
Ah.
in conventions. I kind of just like I'm just
As long as they don't like. sneak
it's
a-
whatever.
they just don't,
It's
like-
not okay,
it's not
but
okay.
if I fuss over it every single time, wow, never gonna
But,
see the end
like,
of it.
do you not get like performance anxiety with someone standing outside?
I do. That's why we always try to request in the what's it called? When in the contract that
when you're guesting.
like please have like guest bathrooms,
Guest
guest
rooms,
spaces.
yeah, where people
Okay.
cannot like come in.
Yeah, it's horrible because let's say if you see like, I'm gonna put Taylor Swift. Taylor says you find Taylor Swift in the bathroom. Holy fuck, Taylor Swift! Can I take a picture with you in the toilet? Let's go. It's so awkward. Like I understand it's such an opportunity to find you, but please, like it's the bathroom. They're
It's
trying
not
to
the appropriate.
Yeah.
place.
Just-
Bruh.
don't ask for pictures in the bathroom. It's cringe. It's inappropriate. I understand why it happens, but like please, like respect their space, respect the time, and meet your fan outside of that, please.
Outside of the toilet, please.
Oh, fan, sorry. I meant idol. Meet your idol
Idol, yeah.
outside of the toilet. Toilet is not meet and greet, okay?
Yeah.
I think this also comes down to the spaces, right? There are spaces where it's meant for fan interactions, but there are also spaces that are supposed to be more private. Like when you're resting, your toilet, all that, your hotel room, please don't go and try to intrude. It's quite terrifying for us. I think it's down to safety because you might just get one fangirl or one person, they mean no harm. But when you have like a horde after you, that is terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or like just like if like your cosplay idol is like attending the event as an attendee
I think it's
also.
a safety concern too.
Because like if for example you know that your idol is like attending an event as attendee and they don't have like protection and then you don't go and follow them too, like it's just
Leave
they're
them
just like
alone,
enjoying their time.
Let them exist,
Yeah,
You
let them
they
exist. Yeah,
done.
because I did have friends who had fans who actually just like follow us around. And my friend had to like tell her off like, oh sorry, like my friends are not comfortable with you following
Yeah.
us, that kind of thing. Yeah.
But like after that point of communication, did they continue or they did like
They
listen?
did continue to try, but we just left the area.
I guess like at times like this, once the communication doesn't work, you have to consider how you can get yourself out of the situation.
Come to think of it, I once received a mystery package
Oh,
at my parents' house.
wait, what was inside?
What?
It was a Natsume Yujincho manga, and it said "Happy Birthday, Hikarin."
Could it be from your friend though?
No, but no one calls me. No one calls me Hikarin, and the worst part is I've never told anybody my parents' house.
Yeah,
is
it's the
like
parents'
this.
house
Parents'
part.
house.
Yeah.
Scary.
It's only my family member know the address, so I kind of guess that it might be because of like IP address that you can backtrack. Yeah.
Oh, that's
a lot of work
uncomfortable.
too.
That was the only semi-scary experience I've had, but thankfully I've never had stalker. Not that I know of.
I mean, I have heard stories from a lot of like friends where they actually get stalked. Like
That's horrible.
Like I have another like Singapore cosplayer friend. Like people would follow them from the bus interchange all the way to their house.
Oh.
And like they were so afraid, right? They have to like call for other people's help or like escape the situation. And like I don't think if you love your idols, you would put them in this situation.
It's so scary.
And like other instances, like cause some fans they might be in the delivery. Some fans they might be in the delivery line of work, so they tend to have access to information like out of pure coincidence. And like I've heard stories about how these fans take advantage of that. Like, oh, I know your address, and they start harassing the person. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Please don't.
Yeah, there were instances where these people even like beyond just like knowing the address, they get in touch with family members
Oh my
and
God.
demand to meet their idols.
Oh Jesus.
That's like abusing the power they
It
have.
is.
That's cringe.
In a
Cringe
way, it's like the
behavior.
Sasaying fans in Korea,
Yeah.
right? Because they have infiltrated all these like places where they can get your information. They will find ways to book the same flight as you. They will find ways to find your phone number, find your address, and everything about your agency and you and your family.
Like they want to be in the same plane, like a close area with your idols, right? That kind of
I
situation.
want to breathe the essence.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. And I guess like what Hikarin said, like back to how you can, if you find yourself going down this rabbit hole, there are ways you can stop yourself and have a healthier relationship with the things you like, the idols you look up to. And I guess that it really comes down to finding new hobbies or finding other mutual and reciprocal relationships you can
Make
build on.
real relationships
friends, please.
with real people.
In real life.
I guess like speaking from a perspective of a fan, because I do have like cosplay idols too, and I have attended meet and greets for that idol. I always make sure that I don't ask like the weird questions. I will usually just ask like, oh, why are you cosplaying tomorrow? Like, I'm looking forward to see your cosplay tomorrow. And like when I ask for pictures, I also try not to like get like too close, like too cuddly.
Respect the
Yeah,
space.
so like even while queuing, I will have all these mental note to not overstep any boundaries, and I will like replay them, because sometimes when you get excited, you might accidentally do something.
Like you express.
You express it in a very awkward way. So sometimes when people do that, like I try not to blame them, because maybe they're too nervous and all. Like actually they brush your
I feel
hand.
like you can tell if it's like non-deliberate or deliberate. Yeah.
But I think it's good to always like have a mental note of having to set the boundaries, like for you and your idol. Because you're not like friends. I mean, if you do become friends, it's
Good for
great,
you.
but like at this stage you're not friends, you're just like fan and idol relationship, so do keep that in mind. And I think that relationship itself is also very good already. You
It's
don't
very
have to
valuable.
If someone is out there and is watching this and is very unsure of what is considered as appropriate behavior with your idol and what is considered not appropriate, maybe we can help list or make a guideline of what you can reference.
I guess we have shared some of our experiences, like what is appropriate, what we are not comfortable with. But obviously, this is for 3 of us only.
But in general, let's say,
yes.
for example, when you meet your idol, don't ask them about their real name, their age,
It's like
their
a taboo.
workplace, their family, or where they live.
Basically, things they don't show online.
Yes.
If you sum it up.
That's the primary don't ask. Secondary don't ask is don't put them in situations where you ask them, can I meet you later? Can I have your contact? Can I add your Facebook? Can I add your can I have your what's your phone number? And can you can you accept my friend request? These are all it sounds like a very innocent question, right? But you're deliberately putting them in a place where they seem like a bad person if they decline, right? But at the same time, you're overstepping a boundary where they don't know you. There's no reason, there's no obligation for them to want to know you further even more or develop a relationship more than just a fan idol relationship.
Like friendships cannot be forced.
You can't be like, hey, Taylor Swift, I know you play guitar. I am an incredible guitar player. I have like 20 years of experience. I think we're gonna be great friends. Can I have your Instagram? Like we can talk. Like no
way.
Bro, fucking Delulu shit, wake up, bro.
The moral of the story is Dilulu is not a Solulu, okay?
Approach like a normal human being.
I mean, no, it's like we said, right? It's totally fine to approach your idol because you love them, but just don't go beyond whatever boundaries they have. Yeah, and I guess that wraps up our conversation about parasocial relationship.
That was a good talk.
Yeah, that was a good talk. And I think not a lot of people have shared about this. like in terms of like the cosplay space, right? So
It's a
we
very
hope that
good
is
topic.
like maybe like the way we presented, we hope it has like entertain and also educate. Yeah. Yay, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Remember to like and subscribe.